Yes, thank you, Chair. Madam Commissioner, empty seat of the Council, as usual, very welcome. I think a lot has been said about what is happening in Russia, and everybody is very concerned about the developments. And I think it is actually the combination of developments which is particularly tricky. There is the anti-LGBT law. There is a law which is clearly intended to harass and intimidate NGOs, but now on top of everything else, Mr. Putin has announced, Mr. Putin, former head of the KGB, a kind of PRISM on steroids program that allows for mass surveillance, apparently for security reasons in the run-up to Sochi. And I think that mass surveillance program will allow him to monitor people, to intimidate them, and to basically shut them up, to gag them. And I think it will have the effect, the chilling effect of self-censorship. So we should be a lot more firm, and we shouldn't actually just be talking about, dialogue with Mr. Putin. I somehow have the feeling the word dialogue has preciously little meaning to Mr. Putin. Now, there are a couple of things, a couple of remarks I would like to make. First of all, about the attitude of the International Olympic Committee. That may not be officially our business, but I'm personally shocked and horrified by their attitude, and banning visible expressions of support to NGOs and to LGBT people, saying that kind of support would be politics. Well, how can it be politics? To remind Mr. Putin of his treaty obligations as a member of the Council of Europe. How can it be politics to call for respect for existing human rights legislation? That's not politics. I would also like to say to the IOC and its members, because they're human beings and they're hiding behind legalistic arguments, silence is also a message. It's a message of support to Mr. Putin. So I would like to call on the IOC to urgently revise its stance. Now, we are going to accede, we as the European Union, we're going to accede to the ECHR, and we cannot allow watering down of its principles because one of its members is in complete disrespect of the rules. Therefore, we have to consider suspension of Russian membership of the Council of Europe. That has to be on the table. Secondly, I would also like to ask the Commission, what about the proposals for visa liberalisation with Russia? We cannot just continue the talks and pretend nothing is going on. I think, colleagues, that the final remark I would like to make, final proposal, is we have to give a message of support to the NGOs and LGBTI people in Russia, and maybe also in the form of EU financial support to NGOs for those people, and ignore the ban on funding for NGOs, because this is about the core principles, the core values of the European Union. Thank you.